Those are the scenes from the award-winning Afghan film Buzkashki's Boys. It's one of the few works that shows that Afghanistan's film industry is stirring to life after decades of conflict. Still, the country's filmmakers and TV producers are facing an uphill climb to restore their art. Natalie Carney has this.
Shawaruddin and Habibullah are hard at work restoring hours of Afghanistan's history. Many of these decade-old films have only been seen by these two men, and now us.
Look, you see this film? Due to the rain and dust, it's in very bad condition. So what's on it is not very clear.
Afghanistan's film and TV industry was never as vibrant as its neighbors India or even Iran for that matter, but it was incredibly important for the country's cultural and historical identity. And that's why people risked their lives to save what they could from the Taliban, who said all images were against Islam.
When the Taliban decided to burn these films, they started to burn them in this field.
Ahmed Shah Siddiqui, along with 10 others at the Afghan Film Commission, hid hours of negatives in secret rooms when the Taliban demanded all films be burnt. When the militants arrived, it was only the positives left in the shed that they discovered.
So this is the upstairs back of the shed. It was the films located in the front that the Taliban confiscated and then burned. So all the film that was hidden up here was not discovered. However, the Taliban later set light to the entire shed, and that's why some of the footage you see here has fire damage. Despite that, despite the very hot conditions up here, as well as other weather damage, this film, the Film Commission say, is relatively salvageable. So this film will later be restored, digitized, and then added to their archives.
We save these films because they represent our culture, our people's traditions, historical artifacts from the provinces of Afghanistan, which have disappeared over time. They also highlight those historical sites that were destroyed during the wars. When we have peace in our country, the Ministry of Culture and Information can rebuild those destroyed artifacts or historical sites by using our films.
Today, Tolo TV is known for pushing back against Afghanistan's conservative traditions and breaking taboos. Tonight is the finale of Afghan Superstar, a TV show highlighting some of the best musical talents in the country, something unimaginable under the Taliban.
Bringing female singers on stage in 2003 and 4 and 5 wouldn't be possible. But in 2014, you can see the change in the country. Threats are problems, always, but you have to be careful. Someone has to do it, and we're doing it, because what your audience wants, what the normal Afghan wants. So I would say a couple of terrorists or a couple of conservatives wouldn't be standing on our way.
After many years abroad training in film, Jaweed Taiman has come back to Afghanistan to train up the next generation of filmmakers.
This is media, film is media, and through this you can educate a lot of people, you can pass on a lot of positive messages, and if you're an Afghan, you can make films about your country to show a positive image about your country rather than negative stuff that's been shown on television.
Afghan films are beginning to make a name for themselves on the international stage, in part by pushing back against taboos that stem from the country's difficult history. Thanks to the heroic efforts of those who understood the importance of TV and film to a culture, people once only behind the scenes are now being given a voice, while Afghanistan's beautiful history is being unveiled. Natalie Carney for CCTV in Kabul, Afghanistan.